my iPhone is currently at 5%. Professor Griffith, I think the idiocy that you speak about is creeping faster than you can imagine. Housekeeping, Penelope, I got a deal with my good friend Jennifer Britton. So along with the 8 minutes, she's giving me 3, so I have 11. I just thought I'd clear that up before. Thank you very much. Our protocols observed with your permission. I believe in core principles. We talk about ICT all the time, and we talk about how pervasive it is, and we talk about what we can do with it and how we can be. Well, that's fine. I think the ship has sailed to some extent, primarily because of the fact that we no longer have a choice. We're in the 21st century environment, and everything around us is moving at 500 miles an hour via ICT. So if we want to move at 500 miles an hour, we are going to have to jump the train as well. Issue with that, however, is that while you get excited and you do it, it's got to be with some structure, some framework, some planning and understanding of how we're going to go forward. In essence, what I'm saying is that it is to fuse ICT into your national development strategy. ICT for development is a conversation and it works. But how do you fuse it? How do you incorporate it? Because if you're talking about national development, and if you take 4 fundamental pillars, if you take health, education, prosperity, security, as 4 pillars that you have to address in order to achieve the national development that you're looking for, well, therefore, ICT as a cross-cutting critical component has to be part of that. And the question is, how do you do that? So the first thing that you do, and again, I'm suggesting a model that one in the ministry has started. So the first thing is a quick evaluation of where you stand. There are things in progress, as you would have heard for the past couple of minutes in the presentations. Education reform, computing in university is being automated. The delivery of education is changed as a result of using ICT a lot more than we've done in the past. So it's how you incorporate all of that. Len made a point a few minutes ago that we've always raised the concern about the amount of people who are ICT ready. Because if we're talking about ICT in development, we have to have the bodies. I'm sorry. There's an example that I always say when a few of us went overseas to get work, and we told the fellows, what staff you have? Now this was a Caribbean team. Jamaican fella had 10, I had 8, another person had 15. They said, well, yeah, but you guys do good work, but that's not going to cut it. Because our provider in Korea has 1,500 workers per shift. And there are 3 shifts in a day. So this gives you an idea of the numbers in terms of what you're looking for to provide. If we are going to use ICT for development, and if we want to use ICT to provide services, well then there are things that we have to do. We have to modernize the legislation that is being done. Intellectual property, telecommunication, the liberalization, all of those are things that you have to do in order to make sure that the environment that you're building is going to support the ICT growth and the ICT projections that we are looking for. So those are the types of things that we have to do. We have to be inclusive. We have to be inclusive because we need every able-bodied or partly able-bodied person to be able to provide the services that we need. This is the reason why we're doing work with persons with disabilities. Thank you. To be able to get to a station, they must participate as well because they can also contribute. So we have to be inclusive. We have to modernize our environment. We have to modernize our infrastructure. These things are works in progress. And as we go forward, what is critical is that they don't happen in silence. It has to be the larger rubric, it has to be the larger framework, and it has to be something going forward in terms of how we help all the areas. How we make health more efficient, how we make education deliver better, how we make infrastructure work, how we do our transportation, how we do our telecommunication. How do we do those things and we identify those things in terms of saying, well, these are the things that we're doing for the development of this country, and this is how ICT is going to fit. We're about to become a premier oil and gas economy in a couple of years. there is a clear nexus between the better use of ICT and the promulgation of oil and gas as an economy, oil and gas as an industry. How do we do that? And it is that tool that we use. In essence, what I'm preaching here is the building of what we call an information society. And we call it that, and we like that because what we have gotten to a point is that this is measurable in terms of how far we get. The information society is a measure of how we utilize the ICT tools for our overall benefit. So how many schools are connected? How many hospitals are connected? How many police stations? How far do we go with our cybersecurity? How far do we go with all the range of social services, the things that we talk about, the hubs that people can access, how many people are accessing the internet on a regular basis, regardless of cost. Because at the end of the day, the digital divide is not so much about poverty, it's about because of where you live, you can't access, you don't have connectivity. And those are the kinds of things that we have to address. Thank you. Yes. So, so this is the concept that we have to engage. The primary function of the Ministry of Public Telecommunications, and it was created for precisely that. But that ministry could do the policy. That ministry could provide the guidance and provide the enabling environment. It is the other members of the multi-stakeholder community that will have to step in as well. Academia, civil society, private sector. So you're going to see soon that we're going to have roundtable discussions where we're going to invite everybody. We don't know everything, but we're going to say, look, this is what we have done. This is our draft framework. This is what we think is the direction that we should take. And you can look at it and say, well, fine, this is lovely, you're a genius, you're there for some stupidness, let's fix a few things while you're doing it at the end. But the only way this is going to work is with this national plan in a collaborative manner for us to move forward to do this. We can talk, that's fine. We know all the good things. All of us with phones and you know, ICT is part of our daily life in terms of from the time we get up in the morning to the time we go to bed. So now that we understand that, it's a take that now and harness it for our overall development and benefit. I think my time is way up, and that's the end of my rant. Thank you very much, David.